Hey friends, today's yoga class is a class when you've got zero energy. We've all been there, and the last thing you want to do is move, but the way to get energy is to expend it. Today we will start standing at the top of the mat. I'll face you just to begin with. Start with the feet underneath the hips, stacking the knees over the ankles, hips over the knees, shoulders come up, back and down. Palms are facing forward, chin parallel with the earth. Close the eyes for a moment. Center in, arrive. Thank yourself for getting up off your butt and doing a yoga practice. Sometimes when I feel really lethargic and I'm just lazing around, feel groggy or feel awful, you actually feel worse the longer you lie there. And I make myself get up, even if it's just to sweep the floor. And after 20, 30 seconds, I already feel so much better. Maybe take this time to set an intention for your practice. All intentions are welcome and personal, whatever feels good for you. And then with a soft gaze, slowly open the eyes. Wonderful. We'll start with sun salutation. Facing the top of the mat. On an inhale, palms come up to the sky, tall mountain, total elongation of the spine. And as you exhale, bend the knees and allow the body to drape forward over the knees. Inhale, extend out of the spine for a halfway lift. You can keep the knees bent. Exhale, release down. Plant the hands and step back to a plank. Lower knees, chest and chin. Inhale through a low cobra. Exhale, seat to heels. Downward facing dog. Grounding into both hands. Heels are descending. You can pedal out the legs, just waking up the backs of the knees and the calves and the ankles. Sit bones to the sky. Start to descend, look forward, come up onto the tiptoes, and tiptoe forward to the top of the mat, drape the body down, and on an inhale, come all the way back up to standing, full body stretch, palms to chest. Again, inhale, palms lift, exhale, forward fold, inhale, halfway lift out of the spine. Exhale, plant the hands, step back to a plank pose. This time we will hold here for 3 breaths. 1, 2, 3. Lower knees, chest and chin. Inhale to a cobra. Exhale, seat to heels. Downward facing dog. Grounding into the base of the knuckles, upper back is wide, ears between the biceps. Maybe do a bit of pedaling, walking your dog. Then start to settle. Take a big inhale, and as you exhale, come up onto the tiptoes, tiptoe forward, forward fold. Engage the front spine. Inhale all the way up. Tall mountain, palms to chest. One more like this. Inhale, palms lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back to plank pose. This time holding for 5 breaths. Really grounding the hands down into the earth, retracting the shoulder blades. Engaging the whole of the front body, including the thighs. Steady mind, steady breath. Then lower knees, chest and chin. Come into a cobra. Seat to heels. Downward facing dog. Take in a moment or two here.
Coming up onto the tiptoes, looking forward and tiptoeing all the way to the front of the mat. Draping the body, inhaling, front spine engages, full body stretch, palms to chest. Excellent. Hands are released by the side. On an inhale, right arm sweeps across the body and comes back down by the side. Other side, inhale, left arm up. As it comes to the top, you start to exhale. Right arm again, sweeping across the front of the body. And then the left arm. This time, inhale, right arm up to the sky. Bring the right foot behind the left. We come into this lateral bend. You can even reach up and circle the right wrist with the left fingers. Leaning into the side plane. Opening the sides of the waist and the ribs. Back to center. Then over to the other side. Left foot steps behind, left arm comes up. Right fingertips around left wrist. Leaning on the side plane. Opening the body. And come back down. Wonderful. On an inhale, palms come up to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg to the sky. Exhale, right foot steps up between the hands. Come into this low lunge. Come onto the fingertips. Upper back is wide. Hips are parallel to the earth. Ground down into the left hand. Inhale, right arm lifts to the sky. Lunge twist. Making a conscious effort to try and keep the hips facing downwards. Opening the shoulder here. Engage in the upper back. And exhale, hand comes down. Step back, downward facing dog. Side B. Inhale, left leg to sky. Exhale, left foot steps up between the hands. Get a stable base. Coming onto the fingertips initially, pulling this left hip back, right hip forward, lengthening out the spine. Right hand plants, inhale, left arm to the sky, easy twist. Trying to keep those hips facing to the earth. Opening the shoulder, engage in the upper back. Exhale the hand down, and we step back, downward facing dog. Taking a free breath. Take the left foot and put it at a 45-degree angle. Look forward to the hands, step the right foot up, aligning the right heel with the left heel, and we'll come up into warrior one. On an inhale, come all the way up, pulling this right hip back, left hip forward, arms to the sky, shoulders stacked above the hips. Breathing here. Grounding down into the knife edge of the left foot, making sure the left arch is engaged. Right knee over right ankle. Bring the arms behind, hook the right thumb over the left and interlace the fingers. Inhale, lift the chest up to the sky. And as you exhale, come into a humble warrior. Keep pulling this right hip back. If you can, the right shoulder is inside the right knee. Breathing deep. Not forgetting about that back foot, the back leg. On an inhale, use the core to come all the way back up. Arms up to the sky. Plant the hands. Downward facing dog. Take a free breath. And side B, right foot comes out this 45-degree angle, plant it to the earth, look forward towards the hands, step the left foot up, heels align, get the stable base, pulling this left hip back, engage in the back leg, warrior one, side B, pulling this left hip back, right hip forward, hands can be together or shoulder width apart. Bending into that front knee, keeping that back leg active. Hands come behind, left thumb hooks over right thumb, chest opens to the sky as you exhale, coming down into humble warrior. Fingers are going up above you. Pulling this left hip back, engage in the back leg. Then inhale all the way back up, release the arms back up to the sky. Plant the hands, downward facing dog. Take a free breath. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, right foot steps up. Destination this time is warrior two. Plant the back foot so your foot intersects the front heel. On an inhale, use the strength of the core, come all the way up, and we cartwheel the arms open, bending into this front knee. Hips are parallel to the earth. Back foot is active, arms to a T. Breathe here. Gazing point is the middle finger of the front hand. I always like to look back to check where my other arm is in space. Breathing deep. Maybe lift the front toes and feel the connection of the foot with the earth, and then release them down gently. On an inhale, flip the front palm. We come into reverse warrior, Breathing, stretching out this side waist. Inhaling all that energy, that prana. Come back up. Plant the hands. Downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, left foot steps up. Destination, warrior two. Cartwheel the arms open to a T. Hips are parallel to the earth. Reaching out of the shoulders. Gazing over that middle finger. Keeping that right foot active. Maybe lift the front toes, flip the front palm, and on an inhale we reverse the warrior, stretching out the side body. Cartwheel the hands down, step back, downward facing dog. From here we'll look forward and bring the feet all the way up and come down onto the seat. Tall out of the spine. Legs are extended in front. Bring this left knee in and allow it to flop open. Coming into Savasana, the heel is in the groin, the toes are pressing into the inner thigh. Lifting out of the waist. Lift the left arm up to the sky, rotate the torso around to the right, and we'll lean forward and grab the outside of the right foot or the leg, lengthening and then descending. When you're feeling pretty low in energy, twists are really invigorating. Back bends as well, but twists can be more accessible than a back bend for some people. So they're easy ways to juice up the body, juice up our energy levels. And come back up. Rock back onto the hips and we'll change legs. Left leg extends. Right heel is in the groin with the toes pressing into the left inner thigh. Lengthening. Right arm to the sky. Rotating around, grabbing wherever you can. Lengthening and then descending. Maybe you can feel it in that right outer hip. Then inhale, come back up. Release both legs long. Bring in the feet to the floor, knees to the sky. Engage in the core, arms reach out in front and release back, just using the strength of the belly. Super duper slow motion. come all the way down. Wonderful. When you get there, just pause for a moment. And we'll come into shoulder stand or half shoulder stand. So be mindful of this if you have any issues with your neck or the disc in your spine. It is shoulder stand and not neck stand. So when we move into it, make a conscious effort to imagine that you have an orange at your throat. It's keeping your chin away from your chest. Bringing the legs, the knees up into the chest, grounding down into the hands. We'll lift the hips over the shoulders. Bring the hands on your haunches, and then allow the weight of the body to descend into the hands, because this is half shoulder stand. The feet are way past the head and the body is at an angle. Making sure there's no pressure on the neck. If you like, you can allow the feet to come all the way over the head for plow pose. Whether you're in half shoulder stand or plow, we will slowly come out using the strength of the belly. The arms are long on the mat with the palms facing downwards. Using the belly to brace the body as you release down. When your hips reach the earth, place the hands underneath them. Legs come all the way down. We'll move into fish pose. Hands are underneath the hips, elbows are grounding into the floor, and on an inhale, the chest raises to the sky. Allow the throat to open, the crown of the head to come to the earth behind you, minimal weight. And breathe here, open in the chest, open in the throat. This is the counter pose to shoulder stand. And it's said if you don't do this afterwards, you'll be irritated for the rest of the day. From here, we'll slowly come out, lift the head and release down to the earth. Lift the hips, release your hands. A little bit of self-massage going on with the wrists and the hands there, with the body's weight on them. Take a moment here and bring the knees into the chest. Give yourself a little hug. Bring the head up to the knees. Maybe kiss each knee. Thanking your legs for having the energy to get you through class, and then slowly, one by one, we will release out into Savasana. Palms to the sky, every muscle relaxed, and melt into the earth here. Start to bring some movement back into the fingers and toes. Maybe you take a full body stretch. Then one by one, bring the knees in, give yourself a little hug. Maybe rock gently side to side on the sacrum. Then when you're ready, roll over onto your favorite side, pausing for a moment in fetal position. With the eyes closed, gently push up to a comfortable seat.
Bring the palms to the chest in a prayer. I thank you for practicing with me today. I hope you feel a little more alive and energized than you did earlier. And enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.